Sailing Prepper here. Please like, subscribe, and enjoy the show. If you're into sailing or you're into prepping, this is for you. So come along for the ride. Sailing is freedom. True freedom. Well, folks, let's get started. Okay, folks, Sailing Prepper here. Now, this is going to be an unboxing. This is for my boat, okay? You can pick these up at the dollar store. Now, this is great for prepping, but it's also going to be good for boat lights. SGO knife. This is one of my old favorite knives. It's really sturdy and very durable. So, let's unbox this thing, shall we? This is lighting, okay? Something you might need at some point in prepping. Now, I opened one up earlier so I know what it says. Basically, this, okay, is generally for people doing like a light sensor. You can pick it up at the dollar store. It's got a sticky piece here and you can hang it. I plan on hanging these in my boat. They'll give me good lighting for the boat. And I think it's pretty worth it. You can also take it out and it's solar chargeable. As you can see, it's quite a nice little light, okay? Give you just enough lighting for things. Today we're going to talk about this, which you could pick a lot of different solar lights, and I'm going to do a thing later on about dollar store prepping, basically getting a ditch bag or bug out bag for, cheap, and being able to fill it with cheap of basic necessary items that you could get at the dollar store. This would be one of those items you would put in that bag. The idea is you don't have to add batteries to it. You could rechange the batteries that are in here. But boom, and I have light. So, this will be actually a fairly decent device for people to get, and it's motion censored. So let's say this dies after 5-10 minutes. I'm not gonna go and wait for the time, but let's say I leave it here and it does, or I hang it somewhere. After a while, it starts to go dark. You move around and it doesn't work, and it's on my lap. It just went dark. But I moved my hand and it went light again. It didn't fully go off. But the fact of the matter is you do that and it's got that. So say you're in a boat and, or on the go, or you're going to hang it up around, and there's lots of little things like this that you can pick up at the dollar store that are designed to be outside, so they're weather resistant, okay? You put them in your yard and it's lighting and it's solar charged and it goes off, and then at night it goes back on. Some that you stick with a stake. This is one you can hang. Very nice, like the motion sensor bit, and if it gets annoying, you turn it off. Very nice little supply you can get for that. Now, like I said, today we're going to talk about boats and multiple things that you can do or use in the case of transportation and what I think would be good bug out vehicles. In my case, a boat is my home. That's my future home. I'm going to be living in it. So basically, I could take my boat wherever I go and live in that boat. And that's going to be my main source of home. So it's not like I'm moving. It's basically like moving your house. But there are others, such as another one to get would be a camper trailer or a trailer of some type. If you have the ability to fly, I would suggest getting a light support aircraft or any of those things. when people bug out with just a regular vehicle, you're not really supplying yourself with much. I would suggest if that's all you have is like a truck, try to get a trailer and put out a bunch of stuff that you would use for bugging out on a little trailer. And that might actually help you out that way. But if you're going to stay on land, I would suggest something like a tow behind trailer. You can get a RV which is connected, but you know, taking an RV and connecting it, it's a little difficult. Or that's already connected. It's a little difficult because one of my biggest problems with it is you don't have an extra vehicle unless you pull one behind or let someone else drive it. With a trailer, that's a camper trailer, even a little pop-up on it, you found it a bit better in that time. But if you have a tow behind trailer that's a camper, and there's plenty of them that are decent sized, you sleep like 3 or 4 people in them, and have all the things you need, and you get them fairly cheap. At least then you could take your truck or Jeep and tow behind that, and then that makes it livable. So, without any further ado, I'm going to send some pictures your way, and then we'll talk more. All right, now, as far as the airplanes you saw, a lot of them are ultralights. The MVP Aero is a light support aircraft. Now, for the light support aircraft, you have to go and you have to get a light support air pilot's license. That requires a little bit of money, about $5,000 the last time I checked, for the schooling and everything you would need, and a lot of time. Okay, plus some medical. Now, this would be a great thing to learn if you guys can do it. If you guys have the kind of money to get an MVP Aero, it is the most versatile aircraft in the world, in my opinion. It has basically the ability to go on a tent. You can land it in the water. You could park it at a dock. It's really versatile, and if you have a big enough boat, you can. It's small enough you could put it on it, without having to have the kind of boat that lands an entire full size, chopper on it. And you can land it in the water, so you don't have to worry about landing it on the boat, just bringing it up and putting it on the boat. I'd say probably a 50-footer would be able to actually hold that. Now, smaller aircraft like the ultralights, and you can do choppers too if you want, there's ultralight choppers, those are under the Part 103 codes of the FAA. And they're light support aircraft. They don't require much. And they're pretty good. They'll give you a few hours in flight, which get you from one place to another to a certain extent within a short range. Keeps you out of access of anybody, and you can purchase kits and build them if you have the time and effort to do it. If you don't have the skills to build one by yourself directly, you can purchase a kit and get a kit build. It's cheaper to get a kit build than it is to buy one full. You can purchase one for a couple of grand, to be honest with you, a kit, and then put it all in. And they have inspectors that will come in and inspect it for like $2,000, and you have a full thing. I would suggest some schooling in piloting aircraft if you don't, even though you don't need a pilot's license to fly an ultralight. You actually don't. That's a fact. It's in Part 103 of the FAA codes. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, multiple reasons. One, when stuff happens, earthquakes, hurricanes, whatever, fires, good ways to get out of Dodge. When it hits the fan. Okay? That's another reason. I am going to add this. I'm putting a little funny shark photo on here. I'm calling it Nate. Okay? After a friend of mine whose name's Nate. It's for him. But I'm going to refer to Nate like a cartoon character in a way, or like I'm talking to him sometimes. I think it's funny, a little bit of humor, but that's going to be Nate. Now, beyond that, like I said, all this stuff that I'm talking about can be used in multiple ways, but mainly for when it hits the fan. Well, I hope you enjoy these videos. I'm trying to get a little better about editing. Trying to be a little informative here. Anyways, guys, Sailing Prepper signing out. And remember, when the truth, uh, when the government lies, the truth becomes the traitor. So, and those are the famous words of Jesse Ventura. Sailing Prepper signing out.